Hello, this is Dimmucof, and I'm going to do something a little different for you guys today. I'm playing a game called Neverwinter Nights 2. And I'm not actually going to get into any of the gameplay for this video. I just want to show you some of the mods that I have acquired, and show you the character creation page, because it is quite massive because of the mods that I have. This game is about almost 10 years old. It came out in 2009, or at least the latest patch came in 2009. When I first got this game, I had bought it at a GameStop years ago, but I didn't have a good enough computer to play it. After a few years, I had acquired a computer that could play the game, and when I first started up, I fell in love. Even without the mods, I love this fucking game. But the mods make it so much better. I have a couple mods on here where I can create a character that is not normally available in the original vanilla version of the game. I have classes that are also not available in the original game. But I wanted to show you some of this stuff. I bought it on GOG.com for about 20 bucks. I got all 3 expansions plus the original game. 20 bucks, you can't beat that. And this is probably one of the best RPG hack and slash games ever. Anyway, I'm going to start a new campaign. I'm going to do the Storm of Zehir, because there are some certain things that I have modified for Storm of Zehir that I want to tell you about and show you. So we're going to go into that. I had already beaten the original campaign a couple years ago. And I'll tell you what, that was a long game. I'm not even going to try to estimate how many hours I put into it. But it was very long. And the thing with certain expansions, such as Mask of the Betrayer, you can export your character from the original campaign into the new expansion. But I fucked up somewhere, and I couldn't get all the mods to work together very well. I still haven't. Certain mods that I have do not work well with each other. And I tried to look up how to merge these mods so it wouldn't cause such a problem, but it is so time consuming that I don't even want to do it. It would take me a long time to be able to make all the mods work together. There is a merger mod out there, but it only merges certain mods. I think there's like 5 of them. And I only have one of the ones that they merge. So I'm like, I'm not even going to download that. I don't even want it. So I've got a couple mods on here. I've got Kadron's PRC pack, which adds a bunch of new feats, new classes, shit like that. And I've also got the Races of Faerun, which adds a bunch of races. But they don't fucking like each other very much. So I've been having a little bit of trouble of certain things showing up. And after a while of fucking around with stupid bullshit, I just gave in and kept it the way that it was. And I'm going to show you these. Now, I have a mod on here where you can get, if I were to go to select character, you can get certain familiars, summons, or animal companions as a playable character. So we're going to go with that, because I want to be a skeleton warrior. That's just what I want to be. So we're going to pick that, if I can find it here somewhere. I have to pick the undead. I could pick the warrior, because he's level 3. In this campaign, your characters need to be level 3 before you can proceed. Now I could start as him, but he has a class of level 3 undead. And I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what he gets feat wise, I don't know what he gets skill wise. That is a new class from one of my mods. I can pick the skeleton undead, and he's level 1 undead, which means that I can choose different classes for him, give him certain feats that I want, and make him something that I want him to be. So we're gonna go ahead and do him.
Well met, friend. I've got some bad news. I guess that's hardly surprising given the other bad luck that's happened the last few days, but anyhow.
Seems like a few pages somehow got torn out of the Vigilance Passenger Manifest. I'll need you to sign the manifest again for you and the rest of your party. I already know where the manifest is, so we're going to be doing that. Well then, sign the manifest and get below decks, traveler. Storm's brewing. I doubt Umberly means to take it easy on us, but don't worry, the Vigilance weathered far worse. Alright, and it's going to give you a little tutorial here.
Look alive, you lovers.
If you want to read it, you can do it your damn self. You fucking damn self, because I ain't going to do it for you. Anyway, Passenger Manifest is right here. And I'm going to click register your party. Now here, on this screen here, I can create a character and also add a character to my party. Now when I first started this, I started creating characters because I thought they would show up in the party after I create them. But that is not true. They show up down here, and then I have to click on them and then add them. So, I have a few already created characters. And I'm going to choose some of them and throw them on my party. But I did want to show you the created character screen with the mods that I have. So before I add another party member, let's say create a character, and I just want to show you this stuff. You've got the original races from the vanilla game. You've got dwarf, elf, gnome, halfling, half-elf, half-orc, human, plain touched, and that's it. That is what was in the original game. But as you can see, I have multiple different races. Some of them you can't see the text for. And this is why I said these mods do not work very well together. It's very disappointing. But really, as long as I've got the character model, that's all I need. I don't need to see the race abilities, because I can see that later in the game. So, I don't know what I'm pick. I pretty much picked everything, you know, that I want. But I'm gonna pick a new race. tells me to fucking, it's recommending a human. I don't want to be a fucking human. Humans are lame. As you can see, none of these show up. None of the descriptions show up, but I've still got the models over here. So we're going to create a bugbear, which is what this is. I had this game for years, and at some point, I had the mods working together perfectly. I saw all the text for everything. Classes, races, feats, everything. But there was something that happened along the line where certain icons would not show up. These little things right here. They wouldn't show up. So I tried to fix that. And I fucked everything up. Everything. And I shouldn't have done that. And I really regret doing that because everything was perfect. Everything worked together fine. And it was great. And I had everything that I wanted for years. But then I had to go and try and fix it, and I fucked everything up. So, what you see is what I got. Unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and create him. I can change his height, his girth. I make him fat fuck if I want to. Or I can make him a little skinny fucker. I can choose his head. This guy doesn't seem to have any head selections. I can change his hair. He doesn't seem to have any of those. I can change his color. I don't really care about that. Now I've got all of these classes. Now see, all of these show up. But with the bugbear, pretty much his tunic just changes color. I think there are certain classes that give him like shoulder guards and wristbands. If I can find one for you. As you can see, there's not a lot of them. But anyway, it just pretty much changes his fucking tunic here. His tunic color. But I don't know, we're gonna make him a fighter because I like fighters. And they wield they can wield swords and shields or dual weapons, whatever I want to fucking make him. And he's a bugbear, so he's gonna be evil. We're gonna make him a fucking chaotic evil. Why not? And then I get to make his religion, the god that he follows, the deity. Now for a bugbear, he's a bugbear fighter, so I would think war, devastation, destruction, greed, things like that. So let's look at these. Murder, lies, intrigue, deception, illusion, no. And there's a lot of them. With the Cadron's PRC pack, I also get a lot of new deities. So there's a lot to choose from. I kind of like that one. Revenge, retribution, and poetic justice. Favorite weapon is a spear. It's not very good for a fighter. But we're going to go ahead and go with that. And with this screen, you can put the points however you want. But I'm too lazy and drunk to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend him. As a fighter, his strength should be the highest attribute. So that's good. Now you get to pick a background. Backgrounds give you certain bonuses to certain abilities, but they also subtract from certain abilities. So say I was to pick farmer. I get +1 survival, +1 spot, and -2 lore. That's not a fighter type ability. Now if I were to go militia, my base attack bonus gives +1, effects +2 parry, craft armor, +1 craft weapon, but I get a -2 will save. That sounds like a good fighter background. So I'm going to go ahead with that. Now here they give you certain packages. if you were to hit the recommend button, they would give you certain abilities or spells or whatever to lead to these certain classes. I usually like to do it myself and look at the other classes to see what I'm focused on going towards when it comes to prestige classes. But for the sake of the video, I don't want it to be too long. And I'm pretty sure that you're already fucking sick of me. So, we're gonna just go with Gladiator. Since versatility is the difference between life and death in the arena, the Gladiator is a master of a wide assortment of combat abilities. All Gladiators are trained to use 2 weapons at once. That's how I like my warriors. I like my fighters to have 2 weapons at once. I like them to dual wield. So that's a perfect class. I'm gonna pick that. And now I have to name him. This is one of the hardest parts, is naming your character, because you have to make it so it coincides with his race, class, and everything else. So, he's a bugbear, which is a goblin, humanoid, orc thing. Whatever the fuck he is, I don't even care. I gotta make a name that would be plausible among their race and class and all that. I just have to. I'm a role player and I like to do that. I'm not gonna give him some stupid fucking name where his name is Club Dumbfuck. I'm not gonna do that. I want him to have a real name that would coincide with his background, his race, his culture, everything. So, since most orcs, bugbears, and goblins usually use a lot of G's, I'm gonna name him Ugmug Hagar. Oh wait, I gotta do that down here. Hagar. Ugmug Hagar. And I get to pick his age. 8 years old. That's too young. But certain races grow up quicker and all that stuff. But I'm going to go with the traditional human age and give him about, age 20. That'll work. And since bugbears aren't very smart, you get to choose your voices over here. And I'm going to give him the dumb hero voice, if I can find it. I don't see it. Where is it at? Dumb hero. There we go. I don't know if you can hear this, but I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Don't just stand there. Crack some heads.
Sounds like something a bugbear would say. So we're going to do that. Boom. Okay. Now, I don't know if I already told you this, but when I was creating characters, they weren't showing up in my party member slot. And I got confused and started making some bullshit characters. Like, why isn't this working? And then I realized that they show up down here. And I have to add them to the party for them to show up in it. So, since I just created a new character, he will be all the way at the bottom. I hit add, and boom, there he is. Now, if you played this game before, you probably noticed I have a lot more empty slots than I should. When you first start this expansion, you only get to create 4 characters to join your party. I have essentially doubled that and made it so you can make 8 party members. But in order for me to do that, I have to raise my party limit, because the limit is 6 characters for your party. The original game will not let you have any more than that. So I'm going to show you a little cheat. I don't usually cheat, but I like having a lot of characters in my party. So, in order to get these 8 characters, I have to cheat a little bit. So I'm going to hit the button under your escape on your keyboard, above the tab button, the little squiggly line button before the 1. And it shows this little window here. Now, in order for me to do any cheats, I have to enter debug mode, which is debug mode 1 to enable it. Toggle request sent to server, so that means it's good. So I'm going to do the party limit cheat. And I'm going to do 20 because why the fuck not? I'm not going to get 20 members in my party, but whatever. Just so I can have a good amount of people in my party. Now the code to increase your party limit is RS space GA underscore party limit underscore limit parentheses number parentheses. You hit enter, and then it says that the execution of script party limit has been successfully adjusted for Undead Skeleton, which is my character. Now that it is active, I need to disable debug mode. If I don't, I'll get a bunch of blocks and certain things that take away from the quality of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and exit that. In order to do that, you just type debug mode 0. It's been sent to server, which means it's good. And hit the little squiggly line again and get out of that. Now I'm just going to add some characters that I have already made. And the whole reason that I had already started this. I had already made a party, started the game and everything. But I had chosen the zombie as a class or as a party member. And he is slow as fuck. I'll get halfway across the map, start killing shit, and he wouldn't even be close to the battle. Because he was just so fucking slow. And that's why I created a new character. To replace my zombie. So, I'm just going to add the characters that I had already created. Not that one. That was in a different video that I didn't show you guys. So I don't really need that right now. I had to buy a new video capturing software because the one I was using was kind of shitty. So I bought a new one. The one I had before was free, so you know, I should have expected that. But I'm gonna add all my characters that I made previously, if I can find them. I know my names and stuff. I know everything that I made. So it shouldn't be too long before I get these guys. Oh, I don't know if I said it. Pretty sure I did because I selected the skeleton. But I have a mod where you can make familiars, summons, and animal companions as party members. So you see here I've got all these dire animals. Dire bear, dire boar, wolf, badger. I've got earth pet. But I can't select them because they are too high of a level to start this campaign. For this campaign they have to be level 3 or less. That was a character I made because I was confused why my characters weren't showing up here, and they're actually showing up here. There's my last character right there. Boom! There's all my characters. Look at that. Now, before I can go below deck, it's going to save for me. Before I go below deck and start my campaign, I have to level up my party because they aren't level 3. But to make this video a little short, I'm going to level them up, all of them, automatically. Usually I like to do it myself, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to do it automatically. Go ahead and proceed. And now, because some of my characters are spellcasters, I have to memorize some spells. Now, since I did it automatically, I upgraded them automatically. Most spells should be automatically memorized. But there are certain spells like Color Spray that I want to replace with Burning Hands. Simply because he's a fucking dragon. He is a dragon blood race, and I believe that he should have fire abilities. I'm also going to remove that and put... No, not that one. Not that one. Put Shocking Grasp on there. Oh, Burning Hands was already on there. Okay, so go ahead and give him shield. Give him some buffs. We don't need light, we don't need flare. So we're gonna go ahead and do Ray of Frost since it's not on there. And Resistance, which is a buff. We're going to keep those. Spellcasters. He's a ranger. He doesn't have any spells yet. I believe he doesn't get any spells till level 5. But he will eventually get some spells. But I can't do anything with him now. My bugbear was a fighter, so I'm not going to do anything with him. And now I've got my spirit shaman. They don't have to memorize spells. Certain classes don't have to memorize spells. So all I have to do is move these spells to my hotbar, like so. And as you can notice, I have 2 hotbars. In the initial game, when you first start out, you only have the 1 hotbar. But I added the other one by going to Options, going to Interface, and then you have hotbar options. You can show the horizontal 1, 2, and then you also have 2 vertical hotbars. And I don't usually use those until later in the game when they get so many different abilities and spells where I actually need them. Right now I don't need them, so I'm not going to show them. I don't need them right now. I'm going to add all my spells here. And because he's a dragon race, he automatically gets the Breath of Dragon spell. Now, in order to get that spell, you would have to shapeshift into a dragon in order to get that. But since he's already part dragon, he gets it automatically. So we're going to go ahead and put that down there. Put all these down there. I don't need flare. All flare is a light. I don't need a light. Put the buffs down there. Uglick is a rogue, and my skeleton undead is a warrior, so I don't need any spells for them. So we are going to go ahead and go below deck, start the game. But that's all I really wanted to show you. I'll let this go if you want to watch it. If not, go ahead and end the video now.
Clearly you have an eye for quality. Even if you are somehow not
If you're interested in the story, continue watching.
Though it has been some time since I delivered to you my last guide, fault entirely lies with my old friend and editor Elminster, who deemed my complete guide to the behavior of nymphs too naughty for print. I feel this tale you hold before you now perhaps my most important work yet. It began as I was journeying on the noble ship the Vigilant, traveling from the Sword Coast to the distant and exotic land of Samarak. A great storm began to gather. Captain Lastry assured the passengers that this storm was no match for the stalwart Vigilant. But Lastry's confidence evaporated when her second mate took the ship's wheel and cried out that it would not turn. The captain herself tried vainly to right the error, but the storm threw her aside, knocking her unconscious. At the same time, a cry of terror sounded out as a sailor fell from the rigging into the frothing sea, and the shout of a leak came from below decks. It seemed certain that the Vigilant had been sabotaged, its rudder broken, its rigging shredded, its hull cracked. Helpless to turn against the grip of the storm, the vessel raced headlong toward the jagged coast of Samurai. Desperate to survive the looming fatal impact, the crew of the once proud Vigilant now scrambled to escape the doomed ship. I found myself on a lifeboat shortly after the incident, and in the chaos, the world went dark. When I woke again, it was on the sandy shores of Samurai, and the beginning of a new adventure.
Thanks be to all gods. Hellenport doesn't have you, huh?
This is where you start. Your ship has crashed, and you have to find certain weapons and other things in debris because there are goblins that are about to attack you. But I'm not going to go any further than this. I had already started the game, and I plan on finishing it. But if you want to see a video of me playing Neverwinter Nights 2 from the beginning to the end, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, tell me you want to see it, and I will make it for you. This is a great game. It is extremely fun, extremely addicting. I always come back to it. Just let me know. If you want to see it, I'll do it. But this is where I'm going to end it. I don't really have anything else for you. You guys have a good one.